Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Bourbon Bar. How do we already have such doo-doo poop Wi-Fi all the time? All on Tuesdays specifically. I think the Wi-Fi is definitely worse when I'm trying to live stream, which is super lame, but it is what it is. So, hello everybody, welcome back to it. I'm Holden. That is Lauren. This is the Bourbon Bar, and tonight we are just going to be drinking some whiskey. So, that being said, I'm going to say hi to the peeps, but while I'm doing that, while I'm saying hi to you guys, if you have anything particular you want me to drink off the shelf tonight, or the floor, or the table, or, if there's something in my bar that I have, and you want to see me drink it, or you're drinking something, and you feel like I should drink it too, blah, 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 something in my bar, then let me know, because then I'll drink it. But I'm going to start myself off with... Actually, I'm going to read your guys' comments, and then I'll find something to drink. So far, we got Peter White is here. Peter. Says, cheers, everyone. Welcome, Peter. Welcome to it. Thanks for being here, as always. Good to see ya. Dan Bino is here. Says, cheers, Bino in the house. Cheers, Mr. Bino. Welcome to it. And Derek Whiting is also here. Says, cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, good sir. Peter says, Hazelburn 10 in the glass today. What is Hazelburn anyway? Is that I feel like that's a Scotch or Irish?
I don't know. Huh.
Hazelburn. Maybe that's Canadian. It is Scotch. Oh, it's from Springbank. I see. I think it's the one from Springbank. Sugar Kitty is here. It says, meow to the Lauren Show.
I have a headache, so I don't think it's going to be very Lauren-y today.
She has a headache. Also, why do you look so much paler than me over there? I think it's just the lighting, but...
Because I have not been tanning this year. I've been just burning the second I go in the sun.
Yeah.
I'm a vampire.
Me too. Just kidding. I feel like I've been tanning decent, but it doesn't help that the only part that's getting tan is, like...
Show them your foot.
What about it?
It just always has the tan line. Is it really bad this year? Oh, that's beautiful.
They should be paying extra for this. Yeah, so like...
That's pretty bad. At least your leg and your arm are the same color.
Yeah. Hopefully I don't have anyone rubbing one out to that later. It's nasty.
To your long ass toes, imagining it curling around their man pit.
Shh. That's inappropriate.
I thought it wasn't an appropriate show.
Blanket, positively sweltering here as the thunderstorms roll in. What is it here? 80...
It is very hot outside, but this fucking room is so cool.
82 degrees here in Wisconsin.
I think because this is like a small room, and it's got like a giant... I mean, this freaking thing...
That bed is the same size as the one in your office.
Yes, I know, and I'm usually wearing a blanket, but my office has two.
One's a return vent.
Oh, well, anyway. So this one doesn't have one. It's just fucking cold air blasting at me. It's right here.
No, I think...
Blasting at me, and I'm cold.
I thought there was a return vent in here. I must be wrong.
It could be under that, but that would be a weird spot for it. It should be like over there.
It'd be like over there, I would think.
Anyway. I'm not usually that cold in the living room or in our bedroom, and I think it's because our bedroom has two windows, so it's like the sun comes in more, Yeah. So there's one window, the blinds are always shut, so it's like in the shade, plus cold air blowing at me. I'm cold.
Dusty said, did I just walk in on a foot fetish stream? Yes, you did. Welcome to it, Dusty. Thanks for being here. Turkey says, welcome to Holden's Only Feet. Yeah, it's actually the Bourbon Bar's Foot Finder account, actually. Several tornadoes south of me, sudden drop in temperature.
Oh, wow.
Scary stuff.
We had a few tornado thingies in the beginning of spring, and then there hasn't been too much since. I feel like last year there was a lot more. But, yeah. There's been a lot in like Minnesota, and then I think by the time it gets by us, it goes.
Minnesota, eh?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
But it rained here for like a half hour today. Probably why it's so hot.
Hot tamales. All right, what is Holden going to drink today?
Just pick one. If they cared, they would have said something. They just want to see you drink for once. They're always slacking off.
I'm gonna start off with maybe I should start off with something a little less proof. What proof is this little book here? Oh wait, this is infinite. That's also high proof, so not gonna be doing that one. Zonthamore's low proof, right?
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. It's not low proof. I kind of want some Midwinter Night's Dram because I want it to feel like Christmas. You know?
It's
I just
July
like.
8th.
You guys ready? Are you guys ready for fall, or is it just me? Like every single TikTok always like has a saying where it'll just be any time of the year you'll randomly get like, oh, fall vibes, and it'll just be like a fall TikTok or like a Christmassy TikTok. And
Random. That's like my entire TikTok.
yeah,
It's fall and Christmas.
So like it's always what it is the TikTok format is basically they're overlaying an NFL like talkers like, oh, it's a cold and cloudy evening here at Lambeau Field where the Packers take on the whatever.
Do you only get those because I send them to you every single time one comes up on my TikTok?
They come up on my TikTok too,
but do they only come up on your TikTok because I send them to you and it changes your TikTok algorithm?
maybe, I don't know, because I would watch them if they showed up on mine and that would also change the algorithm. But it's like cold weather and someone's making like super chilly and like it's like pumpkins out and like it's dark and like it's such a vibe, and I am so ready for football season. And we'll get more into that because we're having a fantasy golf outing, fantasy football golf outing this weekend, which I'm going to talk about. But I want to get whiskey first. I want this guy. Well, that's a higher proof one too. Why don't I have anything low proof?
You do. You're looking in the wrong fucking section. What kind do you want? What about the Elijah Craig 12-year?
Ooh, a pirate barrel? I mean, I probably shouldn't,
It's just a little nibble.
waste it. But this is actually from Mr. Peter White himself. Oh, yeah. I'm always scared. I'm so, actually deathly terrified that I'm going to one day destroy this cork. It already leaks a little bit, which I should probably put a new cork in it so that the juice stays fresh, but, it feels like actually like a nice tight seal. I think just when it's fully seated. So maybe actually if I pull it up just slightly, that'll create a better seal, I think. That's my science anyway. Anyway. All right. So we'll drink this one after. So I do want to drink that one. That one is quite delicious. But we have the Elijah Craig. I suppose I could have kept it up here. So you all know what I'm drinking. The Elijah Craig Pirate Bottle, the 12-year-old small batch. Imagine if they still made cheap whiskey this good. And that smells so oaky, red fruity. It honestly, it gives me if a Baker's 13 had less proof on it, or no. Yeah. If Baker's 13 was lower proof, Baker's 13 already isn't super high proof. I'm gonna scooch you this way because I can't even see your face.
I'm making you a Merry Christmas Tommy.
But golly, this just smells so oaky and good. That's so great. The Glenlivet Nadura cask strength. Oh, fuck. That sounds quite nice.
That's what he's drinking, or that's what he wants you to drink?
Well, since I don't have it, I'm assuming that's what he's drinking.
Maybe he's just rubbing it in your face.
He probably is just rubbing it in my face, that son of a bitch. Land of 10,000 tornadoes.
Like Minnesota or you?
Minnesota?
Yeah, because it's the land of 10,000 lakes.
Oh. Wouldn't the land of 10,000 tornadoes be like Kansas or something?
No, because we were talking about tornadoes and I said that we haven't gotten a lot, but there was a lot in Minnesota. Maybe if you fucking listened.
A A tornadoes thingy, that sounds scary. Not a huge fan of tornadoes, but they don't scare me as much as I used to. When I was a little boy, I was definitely afraid of tornadoes because my house didn't really have, like, we have a basement at my parents' house, but the house is built on a hill, so the basement has a patio door, so it never really felt like the basement was underground. And they always say when there's a tornado, you're supposed to be underground because that's where it's safest. It's under the ground. Where's the ground that I'm supposed to be under? There's a patio door right there. Right there. So that's why I've always been feeling like tornadoes. But now we have a full-ass basement, which is getting near completion. Mind you, actually, I can't even say near completion. The walls are almost up. But after the walls go up, it's just super easy. Wire it up, which a friend's going to help me do by telling me what to do. But I'm going to do it. And then drywall, plaster, paint, and flooring. That's it. And we're done. Then we furnish. But I'm super excited for that. And I think you guys are probably going to be excited for that too. Lauren's going to paint.
But that's just about as much as I'll help.
Yep. Christmas.
Maybe I'll plaster.
Christmas in July. Yeah, plastering's not so hard. But actually, it's extremely hard.
You don't know how frisky I'll feel that day.
Ooh, frisky.
I'll punch you.
Christmas in July. Yes, sir. Christmas in July. Yeah. So like
in Australia?
Yeah.
So is it just like winter in Australia? Or does it snow there at all? Because they're kind of low. Because you know how the seasons are opposite?
Right. It depends on how far away they are from the equator. I mean, are they like Texas distance from the equator? Because then probably doesn't snow very often. Or are they Wisconsin distance from the equator?
Yeah.
Bless you. I feel like they're probably more closer to like Tennessee distance or Kentucky distance from the equator.
Australia. It snows in Australia. In the mountainous regions.
Well, it always snows in the mountains.
East, in the New South Wales, Victoria, and Tasmania area.
You should just look up like a map, Google Maps. I'm ready for winter after this 90 crap. Yeah, see,
I hate summer. I'm convinced the only reason people like summer is because you're conditioned to like it when you're a kid because you don't go to school. Summer fucking sucks. It's hot as fuck. Everyone constantly wants to do everything. You have no time to relax. Ugh.
See, that's why summer's great, is because there's so much shit to do. Like, don't get me wrong. It's nice not having to do something every single weekend. It's nice having a couple weeks off. But without summer, there's no golf. There's no motorcycles. There's no sports cars. There's no... But, like, I'm saying, like, the fall is not long enough.
And the spring.
Spring golf sucks dick. Everything's wet. Your ball always plugs. All I'm saying is summer, swimming. Going to the beach. There's a lot of great things about summer. We
don't go to the beach enough for you to put that on your list.
But the feeling of putting on Sunday night football in fall, the leaves are brown or orange, and like the air is crisp, and like you breathe it in and it feels so fresh and moist and cool. Oh, there's a crispness in the air. Golly, somebody slapped the fucking fall out of me. Drink the turkey 12 or 13 year or whatever up there. Oh, the 12? I can drink the turkey 12. After I finish this. The world famous pirate bottle from Hamilton. This thing is world famous. This thing's a delicacy. An absolute delicacy. Robin Whiting is here, says cheers all. Robin, welcome to it. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Whiskey Uncensored. It's Verben here with the butt stuff already. Butts, he says. Well, butts back to you, good sir.
There was no butts. There was only feet.
There was only feet, no butts. An old-ass EC butts. An old-ass EC with a leaky cork in its bug hole.
What's wrong with you? I think people come on here and want to listen to you talk about that shit.
This is just like It's hard to believe that whiskey was this good when like nobody was drinking it, and now everyone drinks it, and it's all. I mean, it's not all bad, but like nothing even compares to this. Do you want to show the people?
It's the wrong season.
Says Merry Chrysler. Merry Chrysler. Merry Chrysler. It snows in part of Australia. Depends on where in Australia, but I do believe Tasmania gets snow. Like the Tasmanian devil.
That's what the Google said.
Australia is as big as the U.S. See, that always fucks me up.
But they don't use the middle of it.
That's
Because deserty, I think.
And there are snowy mountains. All this stuff. My mom is a sun lover. She can't get enough summer.
Dang, she's special.
I like the sun. I like everything about summer. Every single thing about it, except for bugs and extreme heat. A 75-degree day, or even 80 degrees with a bit of wind. But like, you catch me in that 85, no wind, 90% humidity. That needs to chill. That's not cool. People golf in the snow. Not in Wisconsin. Not in Wisconsin.
Sugar Kitty's calling you a pussy.
Top Shelf Dusty says golf is gay anyway. Well, then be my man, because I love golf. I can't tell who Bino is agreeing with, but he must not like golf. Bino.
Probably golfing in the snow.
Oh.
Bino's dad golfed. I don't know if Bino
Crisp,
did.
fresh, moist, and cool. Sounds like a feminine hygiene commercial.
I'm pretty sure if it's moist, it's warm.
Yeah. In my experience, anyway. NCAA football can't start soon enough. See, I've never been a college football guy. I'm a huge NFL guy.
I don't like how big the football looks in college football.
I don't like how many teams there are. I like how in the NFL, I can like know who all's on every single team. And I know I could do that for NCAA, but like there's so many more teams and so many more divisions and so many more games. It's like I already can't watch every single NFL game, even though I'd love to. Like I don't have time to watch every NCAA football game. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Derek Whiting says I got the Bengals game this year in the lottery. In the lottery. Yeah, that'll be a good game. You know?
Will it be?
Well, what's his nuts? Pretty fun to watch, right?
They're all he's.
Joe?
Dickinson?
No. Burrow.
Oh, I don't get the hype around Joe Burrow.
It's because you've never seen him play.
I've watched a Bengals game before.
He's so good, but their defense just sucks. So bad. I was drinking Elijah Craig 12. It was just an everyday shelfer when I was younger, getting into whiskey. Yeah, I know. And then, like, now we have this shit. I don't even know where it is, but the normal Elijah Craig 12 year, and it's just like, it's so mediocre compared to this. It's not even close. Go, Pat, go. 80% of Canada is uninhabited.
Canada?
Yes, I always call it Canada. Yeah, that's true. And Canada is huge. There was people drinking it. You just didn't have people going crazy over a bottle. I once had a giant, I want to say 3-liter bottle just because it was on the shelf. True. But like people drank it, but not nearly as many people. And not the way it is drank today. I mean, people drank it like they have a whiskey Coke. That kind of drinking it. Or like some people just drank it straight. Like Jim Beam on rocks or whatever. But like, the bourbon boom didn't really hit until about 2020, 2019, 2020. It's right around COVID started. That was when the bourbon boom took. And unfortunately, I didn't turn 21 until that year. So I never had access to it beforehand.
Could have. You were just a good two-shoes.
Yeah, I could have been a little illegal drinker. Top Shelf Dusty says I missed the NCAA, but the playoff ruined it. See, I don't know anything about the playoff. Bino says, I can golf. Hey, me too. I like golfing. Jack Daniels, giant bottle. That would make sense. Rather shoot archery.
Yeah, Bino says fuck your
Or should I
stupid
say
bait
Wather? He'd rather shoot archery.
sport. He's like Donald Duck.
Canada has 8 syllables. Ka-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-da. Ka-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-da. Oh, that's 9. Bourbon started getting crazy popular around 2009, Dusty says. 2020 was just another level of popular because nobody could leave home. Yeah, see, but when I'm talking about the bourbon boom in 2020, what I mean...
You were a child.
So? It doesn't mean I don't know the history.
These people actually lived through it.
Okay, and these people can probably attest that bottles like this sat on the shelves before 2020, and now the odds of finding... I mean, obviously this is more of like... And I'm not saying this particular bottle, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, you want a Stag Junior back in the day. Before 2020, you just go to the store, you probably find a Stag Junior like once or twice a year because it would just be there. The same way like 1792 batch proof. Like every once or twice a year, there's batch proof on the shelves for a bit and then it disappears as the year goes by. That's how Stag used to be. And now like you sell your left testicle, pay 3 times as much and still don't even get a Stag. Lauren's slowly moving her way up to summer.
I'm not going to do summer.
She's not going to do summer because she hates it. Peter says before that. EC12 went away in 2015, back to the point that the bourbon boom had already started. Yeah, but this EC12, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wasn't drinking it back then, so I don't know for sure. All I'm saying is that when it comes to allocated bottles, I feel like all the videos that I have watched pre-2020 or talking about life of whiskey pre-2020, all the YouTube that I watched, everyone talks about how much easier it was to have access to good bottles of whiskey. And I got into whiskey literally in 2020, and I watched firsthand the transition between everyone starting to complain about how little access they had to allocated whiskey. So, like, that's what I'm talking about. But I don't actually know the specifics. Like, this being done in 2015, like, that's not what I meant. Because they'd run out of older stock. That makes sense. But, yeah. I don't know. All I know is that this is delightful. Delectable, some might say. But I'm going to put this guy off to the side. And go ahead and grab the next bottle here on my hit list. I'm going to find my way to a Scotch bottle tonight. I feel like it's been a while since I drank a nice peated Scotch. But I've been eyeing this one up. Because I like it and I want to drink it. So this is the Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel finished Mash and Journey Bardstown Blitz from Rickhouse F, floor 3, 59.4% alcohol, 118.8 proof. This is Kentucky Straight Rye whiskey finished in a toasted cherry wood and oak barrel. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, rye that I own. Well, okay, not my favorite, but one of my favorites. Ooh, a little more than that. I realized I poured too much Elijah Craig before, and I wanted to drink multiple whiskeys, and then I have a full glass of Elijah Craig right here. So
you dribbled it down the front and also stained. You ruin everything. You're probably just smearing the marker around.
Anyway.
Rock your body right.
You wanna know what smells like fucking Christmas? This. Eggnog. Cinnamon nutmeg. Like pine wood. Not pine needles, but like cedar, piney, like Christmas. Just smells like Christmas.
I can get the eggnog.
I can get the eggnog too. Honestly, God, I'm so happy that I bought this. I almost didn't. I was very close to not buying this bottle. And I was like, okay, I'll try it at the bar. And we tried it at the bar, and I'm just like, ooh, that's nice.
Is that the thing you told the bartender?
Huh?
Is that the exact thing you told the bartender?
It is. She was cool.
She?
Yeah.
You were hitting on someone? I'll punch you under the table.
Yep, my intense flirting got me a whole exact price that this was posted for deal.
Your Wi-Fi went out again.
It still looks fine. Peter White says, when the small batch 12 went away, the first ECBP power bottle showed up. See, that's a good replacement. Like, when they have bottles that go away, why can't they replace them with shit like that? Dusty says, sure, every collectible from video games to basketball cards to watches all got harder to get from 2020. Yes, but I don't know. A little fashion is here, says cheers. Hey, welcome to it. Glad to see you here again. How are you doing? And what are you drinking tonight? I'm having a little bit of Bardstown rye whiskey. Finishing cherry and oak.
Wow. What are these? And why are they not open?
Those were samples from Anthony.
Still?
Yes, and yes, those are samples from Anthony. And when we were I jumped on Scotch Down Under's live stream, and Anthony was on there, and we ended up drinking. And then I was just like, "Oh yeah, I still have samples from you," and I just pulled them out and drank some of them, and he was telling me what they were. I was surprised he still had the cheat sheet.
Waiting for you to come back.
Actually, the reason we never finished my part or him being on this live stream was because he had to go back. Like, he works, I think, in a school system, and he had just gone back to work for like the year, and so he didn't really have time to jump on a Tuesday night anymore. Huh? And then it just kind of falls, to the wayside. But chicks dig. I'm assuming he meant dig. The 70s porn stash. They're like, that's a man who wears short shorts, doesn't shave, and is packing a Pringles can.
Well, that sounds pretty accurate, minus the shaving.
I shave. But yeah.
And he has really little shorts.
What about the Pringles can?
Not in all pants, but you do have that one pair of pants that, like...
I do have one pair of pants that's a little outrageous.
We should tell them the story.
A little suggestive. What story?
About how she didn't want to find out the gender.
Oh.
Is that too inappropriate?
We can tell that some other time. Reggie Z is here, says, cheers, Holden and Lauren, whiskey friends. Richie, welcome to it, man. Glad to see you here, as always. How you doing on this fine evening? How's the weather over there in Cali? California! See, I'm sure Dusty was probably meaning this to be sarcastic, but I fully took that as a compliment, and I'm not going to take it any other way. A little old-fashioned is having an old-fashioned. Coincidence? I think not. Using Sagamore Double Oat.
So, is there soda in your old-fashioned? Or does that make it a big old-fashioned?
True. Oh, he was talking about because of Bardstown, me and flirting with that lady.
Yeah.
He said, so don't blame Holden, he's powerless against ladies with that.
I don't think ladies go out of their way to flirt with Holden.
That is so rude, but true. To be fair, though, ladies don't really go out of their way to flirt with any man. I've never witnessed a man get hit on in my entire life.
I sometimes think that men just don't realize when women are hitting on them because women are so like... Oh.
I mean, like, I have been hit on a few times before.
When?
To the point where, like, my friends would have said I've been hit on. But, like, it's always, like, slutty, flirty girls looking for a tip. Like, someone working, and they're working an angle.
When you were with
Third Hole Sally, remember?
When you were with me?
Third Hole Sally. Where do you think the original Third Hole Sally came from?
I'll punch you.
You don't remember that though? There was that one chick at Mid Valley.
I thought that she was hitting on Matt.
No.
So you lied to me.
You have bad.
Watch yourself, or all this whiskey's gonna disappear.
You have bad recall skills. But good. Wait. Oh, Z-Man is in Richie Z. I got confused because there is someone named Z-Man on the YouTubes. So I thought Z-Man was here. But he's talking about Richie Z. So if a man gets more than 2 compliments from a female in their child breeding age who aren't on tips, that's doing better than most men are alive. It's that that rare. See? Still remember being at a party and this girl complimented my jacket. That was 21 years ago. That's so true though. It's so true. Like getting flirted with as a man is like holy shit, the sky is falling. Like what the fuck is happening?
I'm glad you can have good experiences because when men flirt on women, it's like borderline assault. So
I would be just as flattered if a man flirted with me. It's just that women take everything so fucking.
Marta.
I'm gonna
eat my taco.
I can't say all women, but I'm not saying that some men aren't pigs. What I am saying is
every time I get hit on, it's always something that should not be being done.
I'm saying society has ruined men shooting the shot because women won't approach men, but then men who approach women get made fun of on fucking social media, or they get like.
You can approach me,
you know what I mean?
But give me like an appropriate like pickup line. Don't touch me. It's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. This is.
Well, how do you think men flirt? Because when you go out, that's what fucking happens. I went to the fucking Quick Trip that one time and that guy touched me, remember? Okay,
you gotta calm it when you say touched you. He went like this or something.
No,
like that.
He like grabbed my whole body. It was freaky.
That's a little weird.
That's what men do, okay?
Some men.
If they came up and said, hey,
that's what creepy men do.
You're very beautiful. I'd be like, oh, thanks. But they don't fucking do that shit, do they? No.
They'd be like,
they don't.
Hey, baby girl, let me whisper in your ear.
And guess what? Any girl that grew up in the 2010s would die for that.
Learn to duck when you say stuff like that. Hashtag Chateau Bow Wow.
I think ducking's not the problem.
Quack.
You should probably learn how to jump.
This is very good. I like it. I like it a lot. Was it, Dustin? Was it? Okay, so this weekend I have a golf outing that I'm putting on with me and a couple of my friends for our fantasy football league. I'm super excited because not only is it the punishment for last year's fantasy football league that one of the members has to come to the golf course fully dressed in females golf wear. So we're talking skirt and a tank top, like a female tank top, or even maybe a sundress. I don't know. He hasn't told me what he's wearing, but I did confirm with him that it's not just like jeans and a pink shirt.
Lady underwear on with this sundress. You guys can have quite the show.
No, he said he wasn't going to wear any underwear, so just flops around in the dress.
Oh my god! And Taylor really wants to go.
I'm sure he's kidding.
I would wear a God, what are those called? The things that
blindfold?
cover your eyes? Yeah, that.
Yeah, but anyway, so he's gonna be dressed up like a girl, and then the other fun part is this golf outing is determining the draft order for this year's fantasy football draft. So I gotta do really good, or I gotta try to do really good, because if I win first place, that means I get first overall draft, and I'm not entirely sure who I'd draft with first overall, but I think it would be between Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley, or Jamar Chase.
Same people as last year. I need a hair tie.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, we have 2 extra people this year. So Brett and JD. So we actually have an 8-man league, which is really nice because last year with only 6 guys, you can kind of stack your team. You know, like I had Saquon Barkley, Josh Allen, and Derrick Henry, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like I had a stack of guys, right? Because there's, more people to choose from when there's less players in the league. Well, now we have 8 people, so there's a whole 2 other rosters. And needless to say, I'm excited to have a more fair shot because it's going to revolve more now around finding good players that aren't studded, best of the best players. But yeah, so Top Shelf Dutchie says, I only touch men, Ben. Take the compliment. Oh, Ben said, was it Dustin?
Who touched who?
Who touched you?
Oh, no, it's a really tall black guy.
Duck first, then jump and keep on jumping.
One time I was in college and I was playing pool with some strangers. And this random dude that wasn't playing pool with us came up and lifted me off the ground, but I was hammered. I was really drunk. And then I'm
glad this happened before we met.
And then the guys I was playing pool with started yelling at the guy. And then afterwards I went up to the bar and this girl that I had class with was like, you need to leave because we've had issues with that guy before. And this guy, I guess, goes up to random fucking girls at this bar, but they don't they called the cops and the cops never did anything, which I think is stupid because it was a college bar. So it's a bunch of fucking, half of us weren't even legal. How does that make any sense?
It's a bunch of illegals drinking?
Well, not 21.
Dustin says, don't wear a blindfold. You'll 100% end up getting touched if you can't see. Have you been around dudes?
Golf course with people I know?
Is it a punishment if he's actually into it? See, that's what I've been wondering too. Hanging Z is here. Says Holden is looking like a young Burt Reynolds with that stash. Thanks, Hanging.
Stash today.
I know. I shaved yesterday or last night. The face
Does it
portion.
look better than normal? Let me see.
I think it just looks crisper in this camera. I feel like maybe it's because the hat is this way. I don't know if it's just and I got the longer hair now. I mean, look at all this stuff.
Yeah,
When I sweat, it gets a little curly. I like that. I like the way that looks.
As long as it doesn't turn into a mullet, I don't care. If it turns into a mullet, I'm shaving it off while you sleep.
No Lamar. See, the thing about Lamar
is he's too ugly to draft on your team.
No, he's good, but I think I'd rather have Josh Allen for 2 reasons. One, Josh Allen is notorious for putting the team on his back when they're when they need to win. He gets that mentality of I'm just gonna fucking do it myself because I can't trust anyone else. And 2, I prefer to watch Bills games. I like watching Bills games. I want an excuse to watch Bills games.
Yeah, wants to watch fucking Ravens.
I'll still watch the Ravens games, but if I'm choosing between Bills and Ravens, I want to watch Bills. But if I have Lamar Jackson, I'm going to end up watching Ravens.
Anyway,
so that's kind of how I feel.
But Lamar Jackson, I guess, does the same kind of thing.
He does, but he doesn't
really
throw nearly as good as Allen does.
No, but he's really into running the ball, isn't he?
Yes, he's a great.
So he would get a lot of points.
You do get more points as a quarterback by running than you do passing. However,
when he does pass, he just doesn't rack it up, and Josh Allen still runs.
Right, Josh Allen runs actually a lot, and he's
into the end zone fucking.
And he doesn't run around people the way that Lamar does. He runs through people.
So it's just more fun for you.
And Lamar Jackson runs a read option with Derrick Henry, so half of Lamar Jackson's runs are going to Derrick Henry. Whereas Josh Allen, when he runs, they're usually scrambles, which means every time he runs the ball, it's usually 10 or 20 yards that he's getting downfield because everyone's covering someone, downfield.
We should do a
I prefer
fantasy
Josh
league
Allen.
where I can be in one.
I'll do 2 this year if you want to do one.
Not for anything. I just want to do it for fun because
Yeah.
I don't know all the players.
I'll do it for fun. If you you, me, your mom and dad, and then I'm sure. I don't know how many leagues Casey wants to be in, but maybe Casey would want to be in another league this year.
In a league that does nothing now?
Why not?
I just want it for fun to say that I did it. Jada would join a league with us.
Oh, yeah. Jada would do it.
Yeah.
So that's why we only need 6 people. So if both your parents would be willing to do it,
Bino
you
would
and
do
me,
it.
Bino, and Jada. Sounds like a
We'd probably
star-studded
have to have
group of
we'd have to have people over and explain how to do it.
Well, I can just tell you how to do it.
No, but like, I don't think Bino knows how to do it. Bino's
Yeah, I could teach
Bino's
Bino.
notorious for throwing his phone across the house.
I could teach Bino how to
When
do
I
it.
was younger, every time I saw Bino, he would have a different
There
phone.
would be a learning
It just
curve.
broke.
Bino would
You know,
be like 12 shots of Jim Beam deep and trying to like wonder why he can't draft Saquon Barkley, who's been on a team for the past 8 weeks. Is Adrian Peterson still a good fantasy player? Whenever he's not beating his kids, he is. Bazinga. Palomas tonight. Ooh.
Oh, like and hammered. When my dad pours drinks, it's like double the Lauren pour.
That's huge.
Yeah.
It's a big ass
I
pour.
struggle drinking over there. It's a lot of alcohol.
You struggle drinking?
He should have poured at the draft.
Yeah, he would have
Fuckers.
made some money. So we're moving on. I'm on a Bardstown kick today.
Anyway, I'm gonna have Holden videotape his time so we can make a TikTok so you guys can see it.
At the golf course?
Don't fucking sit here and tell me that you weren't listening. You were literally conversating back with me when we had this talk on the couch like an hour ago.
I know, but I thought you were talking about just fantasy football in general. I thought you meant like...
No, the thing for your fantasy football.
Oh. I'll see how much I can film. I'll take some clips of it.
I'll text
It's not going to be a whole lot. Yeah, I have Tina do it, or Tay. But they're going to be in the group behind us, so...
But they're not going to be like by you guys?
They're going to be golfing.
Okay, I understand that.
So, no, we're going to be like 300 yards down in the fairway while they're on the tee box. I'll record some.
This
I'll
is
record some.
your channel too, you know.
Casey will be in my cart, so me and Casey will just be fucking mobbing.
You gotta do it where like everyone like you have like everyone's face get on the camera.
I wonder how much we'll be drinking, because I'd love to do a...
Like a game
This
with it,
is
like
me.
the buffalo thingy.
Oh, that is such a good idea.
But it has to be a different word.
Why?
Because Buffalo has nothing to do with us. They did Buffalo because of Josh Allen.
Josh Allen actually said he was playing the Buffalo game but when he was in college.
Okay.
And
But
that it was always
it has
Buffalo.
to be like a word that has to go with football though. Because like you're doing it for fantasy football.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Well, yeah, but like maybe you're a Buffalo fan.
I am. We can do Packers.
Packers, love.
Fumble. Ooh,
Fumble's a good one.
fumble's a good one.
Well, you guys should make like a whole game of this. Like if you shoot it out of bounds, you gotta take a shot.
No, we can't do anything too drastic because we're playing for draft order. So
Okay,
some
but
of us
if
are
you
going
were
to be taking it a
good,
little bit more seriously.
if you were good, you wouldn't be having to do those.
We're playing with handicaps, so everyone is just equally. There's no good versus not
This
good
is just
golfers.
to spice it up.
The punishment for fantasy football next year. So the winner last year won money, and the loser won a punishment. It's going to be the same thing this year, except this year's punishment is not going to be revolved around embarrassment, more revolved around a challenge. And I'm thinking like finish a 12-pack of beer in 18 holes type challenge, or every time you get a bogey, or every time you get something worse than a par, you have to shotgun a beer. That would, with my friends,
With you?
I at least can get like, if during in the 9 holes, I can at least get like 6 or 7 pars. So, you know, I would only be drinking 11 or 12 beers. Someone like Casey, he's drinking a whole 18-pack. Sorry, Casey, not to call you out like that, but to be honest, we all get worse the more drunk we are, so. Dusty says I picked up a girl in a bar once. She stepped on my foot twice with her 6-inch heels. She legit didn't even look back at me. It was like she didn't notice someone literally picking her up.
Okay, if I was stepping on this person and in their fucking way, maybe it would make sense. Because if a guy did that to me and was stepping on my foot, I would have fucking punched him in the balls, okay? But, like, I was just standing there with my pool stick. Like, what the fuck?
And he said I only pick up women, and I'm going to toss them. Oh, kinky.
He's not married, right?
I don't think so. I was debating tossing her. Instead, I just moved her about 3 inches to the side so she'd stop stumbling backwards on my damn foot.
We went into a girl like that at a bar up north, and we were with a guy who is.
He's a bouncer at a nightclub.
He's a bouncer, so he has he loosens up sometimes, but sometimes he's got that scary look to him, and he was not having it this day. And he didn't he yell at her?
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah.
Oh, it was scary.
This was after she stole my chair.
That bitch.
That was her, right?
I don't know.
She did something to me, and I moved over, and then right after that, she was doing it to you two, and then I can't remember. That was last year.
Peter says Jackson has better receivers, and I am a J.A. fanboy. Josh Allen. Yeah, I agree.
We don't need to fight over who's better because they both get to the same fucking point every year.
Yeah,
and don't win. Both of them.
That's true, but that's not what fantasy is about. It's about getting points.
I'm just saying.
All I'm saying is last year I had Josh Allen, and I played against people who had Lamar Jackson, and I'd have to check, but I won fantasy last year, and I don't think Lamar Jackson actually put up much more, if any more, points than Josh Allen did. I mean, Josh Allen was giving me 30 or 40 every week. It was crazy.
Bino's comment. Bino would.
Bino would.
Not I would. Bino would.
True that.
What would your guys' team names be off the top of your head? If you.
Yeah, if you guys had a fantasy football team, what would you name it? Mine last year was it was something about boobs.
It was. I like big.
I like big TDs.
Yeah.
TDs. You know what I could do this year? I could do holding these balls. That'd be funny, right? What? That would be funny, and it would have my name, and it would be like.
There you go.
I kind of wanted to keep the I like big TDs but I'm starting a new league this year. Last year we had a different guy as the league manager, and he did a fine job. But everyone in the league that I'm in is connected through me. My friends from high school, my brother, my friend from college, and then technically one of them or two of them are friends that I met through Casey. But the biggest connection is me. So I just figured it's going to be easier to have me run it this year. So it's actually I could have a new name.
There you go.
Yeah. 13 in the chat. Catch up on those likes. Yeah, guys, hit the like button, please. It tastes like good whiskey. Like this Bardstown Discovery Series 7 containing 12-year-old Kentucky at 31%, 25% 12-year Kentucky, so two different mash bills of that, two different kinds. 21% Ontario 12-year, 15% Indiana 12-year, and 8% 17-year Dickel.
Spit everything.
I know. Don't count Bino out. I wouldn't count Bino out. Also, if you people in the chat are into fantasy football, we could have a Bourbon Bar Fantasy League. I would be absolutely down to clown with a Bourbon Bar Fantasy League, and we could have a group chat, and I don't know. Some people use Discord and shit, or stream, or whatever, or not stream.
Text messages.
Yeah, whatever works. But we could have Facebook. We could have a Facebook group, and we could do a fantasy football league if you guys are interested. But we need at least 8 people to make it worth our time. But yeah, tequila is functionally equivalent to time travel. That's true. I actually have heard that, and I experienced it firsthand. Are you going to teach us kids how to do our TikToks? How to take our talks?
Whatever you need.
Yes. Count Bino in and there be no gas. Count Bino in where? A double Lauren pour is outlawed in 6 states.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get too hammered. Tequila makes me angry. I don't truck with the cactus juice anymore.
That close to Mexico?
Never heard that one before. OG Brick 420 says, cheers, folks. Hey, man. Welcome to it. Glad to see you here, as always. How you doing tonight? It's fine Tuesday evening. Because it's Tuesday, ain't it? A geezy punishment.
Is that your thing?
Oh, a gay punishment. That's what that says. Huh?
Is that his name for the team?
Oh yeah. What's your guys' names for the teams?
You might just not be caught up to it.
That's true. I'm way up here. A 4-leaf whiskey's even down there. Make the loser jump something with the cart. I love a good cart stunt.
God, someone's gonna get a broken arm.
Pug life, lol. Loser calls their mom and lets her know that they knocked someone up. Can't be their wife if married. Mom, I knocked up a hooker.
Your mom would shoot
My
you.
mom would have a heart attack. Jump the cart, bud. I would love that, but I don't want to get kicked out of the golf course. Yeah, what does it mean? 4-leaf whiskey, Stacy H is in the chat, says cheers, Holden and Lauren. Stacy, welcome to it. Cheers to you, and thanks for being here.
Once fall comes, we can make bread pudding.
Oh, and the cookies. Remember those cookies?
Yeah, but the cookies were.
That was yeah. We passed that already.
We did.
What the heck?
I don't remember what was happening in March. That was a long time ago.
I was making a
you were in
Irish red ale,
school.
and I wasn't
We
in
weren't live
college.
streaming very much.
Sounds like a vanity plate for Holden. Holden balls.
What was it? Holding my balls?
Holding these balls.
It was holding these balls?
Holding these balls. Like these nuts. Put balls because it's football.
It's not as funny anymore.
Ouch. I had Disco 8. I enjoyed that one. Haven't seen anymore. I have Disco 8 right here. It is lower than Disco 7. Barely. I mean, I did just pour some Disco 7 out, but it is lower. The Disco 8 is lower. Actually, did they switch bottle sizes? No, they're still 750. So yeah. You know what I haven't drank in a while? That 2XO back there. I haven't touched that in a fat minute. But next I'm going to Scotch after this because I want myself a nice peated Scotch. That is good though. I actually like the Dickel in that, surprisingly. Unsurprisingly, I like Dickel. We all know that. Bazinga. I am not holding any balls. By the end of the stream, Holden will now be in 11 different fantasy leagues. Hey, I've been in one fantasy league one time in my entire life, and it was last year.
Fantasy league and keep up with school.
Easily. Fantasy league does not take. Okay. Fantasy league. Okay, you know how when. Okay, you're a girl, so you wouldn't understand. Well, maybe you would.
I lived through fantasy last year.
We're not talking about fantasy right now. I'm talking about Tinder. Relax.
Did.
Tinder.
Let's talk about it.
Tinder. When men are on Tinder, they get to a point, at least I did, and a lot of people who were also on Tinder I've talked to also had gotten to this point, where you start treating it as a social media app, even though it's not. And you find yourself going on it just when you're bored, just to like look, like fucking window shopping. and I did the same shit with fantasy football last year. Like, I already had all my shit in and changed, but like I would just be like bored. I'd be like, I'm gonna check my fantasy football lineup, even though none of my players play for another 3 days. But I'm still gonna look at everything. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. And then I was on the app fucking religiously. Hence why I won.
Don't ever do that again.
Why not?
You look really stupid. Stop.
Big dubs. Anyway.
You make me embarrassed to be by you when you do stupid shit like that.
That's not very nice.
Well, I asked you to stop politely.
No, it's not gonna be that hard. And the best part is, I have an excuse to stay home because I'll always have homework, and then I get to watch football while I do my homework. All I have this year or this fall is calculus and MATLAB, which is like a program, like a math program type thing.
Bunch of math.
Mm-hmm.
And then don't you have a...
MATLAB is more like Excel, I think.
You have like a work one too, right?
And then I have a internship, which is basically I have to write an essay or I have to write like a report throughout the entire course of the semester based on what I'm doing at work.
So you're just gonna pick one of the projects you're working on and then go from there?
Probably. And so if it's in fall, I'll probably be starting a design on. That might work out great because a machine that I already designed will be in the testing phase.
Oh, so you can write about how you already did it, and then
I can write about the process that I went through to design it, and then how I'm currently doing the testing portion, FAT, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, I would love to be in more than one fantasy league. I think up to 3 to 4. I would love to be in 3 or 4 fantasy leagues.
We're just not paying to be in anymore.
Lauren's not paying to be anymore.
No, you're not paying to be in anymore either. We're joining free leagues, and if you win, you get a high five.
The reason why people don't do free fantasy leagues is because when they're free, people don't try, and then it fucks up the whole thing. Like last year, we had a guy, he didn't really watch football, but we really needed a sixth man. And so I convinced one of my friends who does not watch football at all to join the league. And he did fine, but basically every week, me or someone else in the league would have to text him and tell him what to switch his lineup as, because he'd have injured players or people on a bye week or whatever. And then he'd be playing like someone who's someone who I was battling for first place would play him, and he has 2 guys out. That makes a really easy win for the person that I want to lose. So I'd have to reach out to him and be like, hey, you need to swap this guy and swap this guy and this guy. Well, when there's money on the line, and not always, but when there is money on the line, it's a helpful motivator to actually put in a little effort in winning. Otherwise, people just kind of like, oh, well, if I don't win this week, I don't win this week. And then it screws up everything. And you're already a not competitive person, so.
I just want to do it to have fun.
And it would be fun, but part of the fun is winning. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it?
Why can't you just have internal motivation instead of external motivation?
Because the point is to win.
No, because something happened to you as a child, and now you can't just win.
Yeah, I grew up with an older brother.
Okay, I grew up with a younger brother, and he's not like this.
Because he's a younger brother.
You're the younger brother.
Yes, who grew up with an older brother. Hence me always wanting to beat him because he always grew up beating me. Everyone knows that. Which I did. I did beat him last year. Thank you very much. Plus, competing is just fun. I love competing.
Yeah, you don't need to compete for money, though.
But why not?
Because it's my money.
Is it, though?
Whose money is it?
Mine.
I'll pinch your nipples.
I'm officially the breadwinner again.
You don't know that.
I do?
Mm-mm.
Yep.
I could kick your ass one day. Did you fart?
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
I did.
You stink.
Well, shit happens.
You're disgusting.
I'm drinking.
It smells like fucking rancid ass eggs.
I'm gonna drink some Ardbeg now. Some Corey Brecken.
You're not gonna get any Ardbeg. You're gonna just get fucking shithole.
It's Ardbeg with a B, not Ardbeg.
Gosh. You're walking around your fucking stank air.
That one might have been the Ardbeg.
Well, that needs to go in the trash.
Yes. So Ardbeg Corey Brecken, named after the fucking whirlpool in Scotland. Oh, 57.1% alcohol by volume. That's 114.2 proof. And this is just peaty, delicious goodness. Ugh, that smells. Oh. Then you compare it to a little Elijah Craig 12-year. Ooh, it smells like dusty oak, like a dusty bookshelf, and really sweet. And this is just like Pete to the max. Max Pete. Who's Pete? Peter. Hardly know her. Only a mere 113 degrees over in Arizona today. That sounds absolutely outrageous. No way a girl would understand male tender. What's male tender?
I what goes in the male tenders.
I'm thinking about a nice frosty botanist G&T. Ooh, a gin and tonic sounds great right now. Sounds nice. It does sound nice. It is hot here in the mountains of Virginia, too. Virginia. Need to go to the beach to cool off. You should do that. What time is it in Virginia?
He's from Virginia?
That's what he says. In the mountainous regions of it.
What's it like to live in the mountainous regions of Virginia?
Virginia, Saskatchewan? Yeah, what is that like? Okay. Trucker Hat and Stash, what's your CB radio call sign, good buddy? That's a 10-4. I'm,
all right.
Big knockers.
You gotta have something to say if you're gonna break out the fucking
call signs. This is Big Knockers over. Yeah, call me Big Knockers. At least here in Green Bay, it's not crazy hot, just regular summer weather. It is quite nice today, to be fair.
I think it's too fucking hot.
If I had a CB, I would get in trouble with my profanity and politics. CB. Oh, it's CB radio, yeah. Duh. Yeah, but truckers really only have them and kind of say what they want. So, only reason to play is to win. Exactly. What? Exactly.
What is wrong with you people?
Exactly.
You're supposed to play to have fun.
Winning is fun.
You should still have fun even if you lose.
I do, but getting the choice between winning or losing is what makes it fun. Imagine not winning or losing. Then what's the point? Why try to get better when there's no benefit to it? That'd be like, imagine going to work and not getting paid. I would call getting paid winning and not getting paid.
I would call getting paid your participation trophy. Because they have to pay you. That's slavery otherwise.
Right, but you could not work and you wouldn't get paid.
That's a choice.
Right, so you could not play and then you wouldn't win.
But you wouldn't lose.
All I'm saying is, it is much more fun to be able to win something than to do it for no reason.
It doesn't have to have no reason. It's just a different type of satisfaction.
My older brother has me by 7 years. I'm now able to take him at 44 years old. I hit that phase with my brother once where I finally was able to beat him in multiple ways, but now we're friends. His truck is blue, so we call him Blue Balls. Me?
They do call you that.
Me? When? Behind my back? That's so hurtful.
They have nicknames for everyone.
Off to the chateau.
My car, the little blue pill, and my mom calls my dad the Big D. I don't know what they call Jacob. Jacob's also got a blue car.
Ardbeg will make the fart smell worse.
Lord have mercy on my soul.
I think it smells better.
First the tacos.
Yeah, we did eat tacos for dinner. Larceny C924 and prednisone. Let's get weird.
Prednisone? A steroid.
LOL, taking that shit for poison ivy. That sounds not fun.
I've never gotten poison ivy, and I'm not sure if I could pick it out of a lineup either. Probably not safe. My mom got poison ivy 2 times in a row because she stood in it. 2 times in a row.
Wow, that is a change of pace. When you're not expecting Pete, I mean, I obviously was expecting it because I poured it, but like, I understand why people would think it's off-putting. I'm often called a hillbilly because of my voice. See, I've never heard your voice.
I want to hear it now. You're talking like the Appalachian accent. What's that called? Or how does that go? How does Appalachian sound?
Fuck if I know. That's how it is.
They have a sound to them.
A farty scotch, whiff of sulfur, does not sound refreshing. It's quite refreshing, actually. Wakes you up. Nice areas in the Gina Mountains. Vagina, Saskatchewan. Living in the mountains is fun.
Why do you
See, I would find it scary.
Saskatchewan there? Saskatchewan's in fucking Canada.
It's from Deadpool. Lining up the kick from Regina, Saskatchewan. And he kicks Francis in the face. First movie. Rookie out of Regina, Saskatchewan. Lining up the kick. Anyway, no, you should be in a hate-filled shame and become obsessed about becoming a winner. Exactly. If pay equals participation trophy, then we'd all be paid the same. Yes. I don't want to be the lowest paid person. Do you?
I'm in a field where we are the lowest paid people.
I'm not.
Yeah, fuck you. It's only because you got a big old Pringle can in your fucking pants.
Not as much liquor to go around. LOL, population woes.
In Virginia,
Vagina, Saskatchewan.
that was your fault. You put it in my mouth.
It is gambling, essentially. You need money. Well, I need to win. I'm just kidding. I don't need to win. I just need to compete for something. Like, in golf, technically I'm doing it for fun, but I'm also competing against myself. It'd be like me golfing and not keeping score. Fuck's the point then? You know?
So you don't get mad at yourself at the end?
But it's not fun then. When you hit a golf ball, even not on the golf course, and then you hit one further, is it not more fun when you beat your old record? Or when you work out in the gym and you get a new bench max, is it not more fun than when you couldn't bench that much, you know?
I don't do any of these things, so.
Imagine, that's a bad example because you already do that. I was gonna say, imagine you crochet something and never finish. But
What are you saying about me? I work slowly.
But like the feeling you get when you finish crocheting something would be the victory.
Which I wouldn't know.
And then always starting something and never finishing it would be like
You smell like
participation
hot
trophies.
dogs.
This smells like hot dogs.
I don't like it.
I like it. It's a steroid. I need some of those. That is my problem, Lauren. I don't know how to identify it.
I know it's like leaves of 3, let them be, but like everything has 3 leaves.
Not many plants have 3 leaves. The timing of that couldn't have been better.
I'm confused.
Everything has 3 leaves. Not many plants have 3 leaves. And Sugar Kitty knows everything, so you know he ain't lying.
Well, maybe I just don't. I'm stupid or something.
Sound like early Kyler from Squidbillies cartoon.
What the fuck?
I never fucking heard of Squidbillies. He says, woo, early Hinson. Anyway. Regina is a real place in Saskatchewan.
Okay, and then Ryan Reynolds is from Canada, so maybe it's where he's from.
Maybe he's from Regina, Saskatchewan. You never know.
And you just misinterpreted that this whole time?
Well, it just sounded funny. The rookie out of Regina, Saskatchewan, lining up the kick. I hope you didn't wipe your clacker with the leaves.
Clacker.
Pine cone liquor. Gosh, we're throwing names around now. Virginia Greek bear is pretty good.
I'm confused right now.
I said a lot of stuff going on here. Be like lifting and not trying for a PR. What are you doing? Cardio? Screw that. Exactly. Dusty gets it. Gotta compete. Casey says, I'm popping in now. Casey Tisler's here. Oh my gosh.
I thought that said I'm pooping right now.
I
was like,
Casey's
thanks
pooping.
for fucking
Casey's
sharing.
pooping right
We
now.
did not need to know what you were doing.
That's the only reason he's watching is because he's on the shitter. Welcome to it, Casey. Glad to see you participating. I say that even though I haven't had him over to film a video in a while. I haven't put out a video in a while, to be fair. I have some all-dressed Pringles in the pantry. Gonna get weird. Oh boy.
What are you going to do to them?
Oh boy. That's freaky deaky. You guys are missing out. Watch Squidbillies. I mean, okay, but some hot dog water with some demon whiz in it. I'm glad it says whiz and not jizz. The original Squidbillies. See, I've never even heard of it. You know?
Oh.
Peter says no, he's from British Columbia.
Okay then.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the only people in here who would be, who in here would be down to join a fantasy league? I don't think I'd ever get enough people, but it sounds like Peter likes football, although he prefers NCAA. Casey, we were talking about fantasy football.
Actually, we were talking about winning and losing.
And we were talking about Pringle can in my pants. We were talking about winning and losing because Lauren was talking about how she would want to play fantasy just for fun. And then I said, there's absolutely no point if you're not playing to win, because then there's just no point in playing. And then we got a huge conversation about whether you need to play to win or if you can play something for fun. Now, playing something just for fun isn't really fun because there's no goal.
You can still win. I just don't want to have to put my money into something.
I know, but sometimes if you don't put your money in, you won't try.
Why can't I just have any motivation besides money? I just don't get it.
Money's a great motivator.
I understand that, but I don't need it. I just want to keep it in my pocket.
I would like to keep money and then buy a bunch of whiskey. But anyway, I digress. So, yeah, long story short, that's happening. Also, Lauren and I saw Benson Boone.
We went to Summerfest. And
Went to Summerfest, saw Benson Boone. Lauren beat up a child.
I just pushed someone.
She's probably 12,
They were my
13.
fucking way. They're
To be fair, they were a
or
bunch
17.
of cunts.
They were my fucking way, and I said, "Excuse me," and they didn't move, so I pushed her.
Yeah, they were really horrible.
It was the second time.
Yeah, and then they called her a bitch. Now,
Good.
I turned around and I looked at them in the
Real world
face because they didn't expect me to hear it. And I looked at them and I was just fucking staring at them. And they were only like 12-year-old girls. Like
They were not
like,
12. They were like.
Okay, 14-year-old girls.
They were too young to be there alone, but they were probably old enough to drive.
You think they were old enough to drive?
Yes.
They were definitely too young to have fucking any kind of brains because they were just the most immature tweens I've ever met. I thought you were talking about Smokey and the Bandit.
Is that a sex joke?
Yes. Without mentioning this is fantasy football, playing fantasy not to win takes on a different vibe. Their wedding says we could play for a Bourbon Bar merch. Ooh, that's a good idea.
Wow.
Greed is good, says Gordon Gecko. See, I don't know who Gordon Gecko is. Casey says, well, Holden, it's going to be a real unfortunate when I win this year. You see, Casey, you would think that, but actually I'm going for a streak. I'm going to have 2 title years in a row. Number one, it's kind of calling my name. Not only did I win last year, but I'm going to win this year, and I plan on winning next year too. So I'm sorry to let you down, I guess. You can buy me a drink if you want when I win. I'll celebrate with you. What did you get last year? 5th place out of 6? Or was it 4th? I know it was somewhere much lower than me. Then again, everyone was. So
You're kind of being a dick right now.
that's the point. The whole point of playing fantasy football is getting to talk shit and win. And then get to talk shit when you win.
I hope
So much
Casey
fun.
accidentally clacks you with the clubs this weekend.
Actually, me and Casey are going to be helping each other all weekend because we're in a cart together, and we're purposely doing that because we both played better when we were playing in the cart together. And if Casey and I get 1st and 2nd draft pick, that's cool with me,
Are you gonna pretend your scores?
No. We did the rules. We have rules, and also the cart mates are there to prevent any other cart mates from cheating. But
Watch Taylor go out and kick everyone's fucking ass, and then she ends up having to join the fantasy league, so that way she can shove all you guys.
Taylor doesn't
tell you guys
give
where
a
to
shit
shove
about
it.
football. I don't think.
I think she does.
I think she likes the teams she knows, but I don't think she would ever join a fantasy league. She's not like that kind of
I
football.
think she would.
And as he said, they keep getting younger and younger, like DiCaprio's dates. That's facts. Gordon Gecko is a character in the Wall Street, the movie. Wall Street, not the Wolf of Wall Street, because I've seen the Wolf of Wall Street. Sigh, youngins. Oh, you are right. You need to make Lauren watch the league with you, Holden. I'm gonna compete against her in the league. That's what's gonna happen. Lauren gets her pushing in public skills from her mother.
Yep.
That is so true. Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of my way, I said excuse me. I still need to say it a few times before I push you. It was more like a shove, okay? It's not like she fell.
No. Basically what she did is we're trying to sneak back in.
Oh, in there like
and they're all like
this.
holding their phones like this. And then one of them looked at Lauren and then kind of steps to block her from getting through. And so then Lauren just kind of went out of the way so that she could get past.
Yeah.
And that's when the little girl called her a bitch. And then I looked at her like this.
You're not scary at all.
They seemed scared.
When you do shit where you try to be scary, it just makes me want to giggle. But I suppose that's because I see you do things that other people don't see you do.
It's because you see me naked, dancing around.
I don't think that's the thing. I think it's the other things I see you do.
Maybe. Sorry, youths. Yeah, we're just a couple of street youths.
You know, we're just getting older and older. We just are just stupid, okay?
We're starting to call young people
Hold in a month.
whippersnappers.
It's gonna be
Closer.
really close to 30.
That's true, but technically, I've been closer to 50 than I have been to 0 for almost a year.
Anyway, because he's gonna be 26. It's still mid-20s, but he's almost late 20s. That's 27. That's crazy.
I know, I should be in my prime, and yet I'm still fat. What's up with that?
Get it together.
This whiskey doesn't help. Although it is tasty. Anyway, my hair is just so long. Do you like it when it's like really slicks back like this?
Look at me. The other day, your hair was parted in the middle like this. I don't know what we were doing, but it was parted in the middle, and it like really looked like you were gonna start getting a bald spot. And I think it's because your hair is long and you're wearing hats all the time.
I don't like when you say that.
I'm just telling you. I think you need to stop wearing hats all the time.
I don't. I don't wear a hat all day at work. I have a hat on from 2 o'clock to 3:30 when I'm in the gym, and then I don't wear a hat the rest of the day. The only time I wear a hat is if we go out and do something, which we only ever do for like an hour, maybe 2, unless it's a weekend. And that's like once a week, if not once every other week. And then other than that, I just wear a hat when I'm in the gym or working, like in the yard, like doing physical work. But when I'm at work, I never wear a hat. So
maybe it's just your thin hair. He has thin, wispy hair, like it does the
a very light hair.
My hair is the complete opposite. It's thick, it's heavy, it's greasy as fuck.
You can see my little.
Yeah, this is not attractive. You kind of look like Edward Scissorhands. Oh,
wait, hold on. How do I? Wait, hold on. This one. Wait, I gotta like go like this and be like, because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again.
When you do stuff like that, it makes me want to never have sex with you again.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hold is disgusting.
She does not appreciate the goths. Get off my grass. That's what I said. Say, get off my grass. Fuck. She gave it on the live stream. Lauren would love if I was bald, but I don't think I have the shaped head.
No, you have like
for a bald person.
You have like a bump right here. Like
yeah, I have one of those
you
weird
this
heads.
way when you were a kid.
So I don't think I'd ever go bald.
At least you have a round head. That means your mom held you enough.
There's no history of balding in my family, so I don't know what you're talking about. But
I didn't say that.
Never saw the League TV show about degenerate fantasy football player. Bro, get on it. What the fuck? That's a thing? Or are you just are you just tugging my chain, buddy? Just tugging my chain. You're a week away from a mullet.
No, remember it's getting shaved off if it turns into a mullet.
I can almost remember when I still told people to get off my grass, but that was 20 years ago when I stopped. It's crazy. Our grass isn't that great, but if someone was on it who we didn't know, I'd probably tell them to get off. You gotta shave it once to find out. I will one day. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely will shave my head one day, but not anytime soon. Maybe when I hit 30, when I have a midlife crisis. It grows back. It will grow back, I know. And I grow hair pretty quick. Yeah, all right. So I think we're wrapping up. We're at an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. I just got a little nip of Elijah Craig 12 here left. So good. So sweet after that Corey Brecken. But also such a lower proof that is also a lot thinner, but still super delicious. So yeah, that being said, hey, thank you all for being here. Thank God it's Tuesday. Make sure you guys are all hitting the like button on the way out and subscribing if you're not. Also, other people live stream on Tuesdays, so go check them out. Part of the TGIT crew. Sometimes it's 21090, sometimes it's my bourbon journey. But usually Sugar Kitty will always put it in the chat because he is a real one like that. Also, he says, so far into the stream, but so close to Chateau Bow Wow. I probably had it there after this.
He does ugly things like that screaming thing that he just did.
That was funny.
It's not funny.
Because I was being emo. Emo guy.
You need to stop.
That's
I can't.
That's rude.
I still have to like you after this.
Unbelievable. Today, most are off because of the 4th of July, but 21090 will be on in a half hour. See, we were off last week because of the 4th of July.
Didn't we golf last week?
We did something. I think we went to your parents' house. We were doing something last week.
We did something last week.
Hit the likes and you will save a Canadian goose, bud. Yeah, do it, bud. Canadian geese. Canadian goosers. Sugar says not funny.
Yeah, not funny.
What was funny? Anyway, Casey says cheers, folks. Guys, thank you all so much for being here. Like we said, hit the like, subscribe, do all the things that you need to do, and we love you all. And we will see you all in the next class. Cheers. Bye-bye, everybody. See you next time on The Bourbon Ball.